All right. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me?
I think we're good.
I think I just get the hint of a like an echo or something, but
Do you have the stream on the side? That might do it.
oh, I should probably mute that.
Yep.
Okay, so our contestants today are Sanaito versus RynoGL25. This is round 2 of our MGTT Any Percent Open 2021. And the winner of this match will face the winner of another match tonight. That will be Mason versus Friskiest. Just background, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is a sports game on the GameCube that was developed by our one and only Camelot Software, also known for other sport games of the franchise. Oh, flag is dropped. What does that mean?
They start the timer. We can get that reset.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean,
we're doing a little bit of setup here, but we'll get this race started pretty soon. I'm certainly excited for this one. I think it's going to be a pretty close race.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of potential. I've seen a lot of potential from both when they have been practicing. So Toadstool Tour was developed in 2003 by Camelot Software, and this is a continuation of the tried and true three-tap system. Unlike games like Tiger Woods that were starting to get popular. So now we're off. The objective is to clear the 6 tournaments of the game in order to trigger the end credits, which is the preliminary requisite for any percent is to reach the credits.
Sanaito is making an interesting choice by choosing Peach on the first course. Most runners use Waluigi, mostly due to faster putt animations, but anybody can play any character in this game. They're all viable. So some characters have a bit more balance, so that's probably the reason behind the choice there.
Yeah, so Peach is definitely a control character. She's not bad in her own right, probably the best among straight hitters. If you like your character shooting absolutely straight, rather than characters that naturally have a curve to their trajectories, then Peach is actually probably your best choice in that regard. But yeah, the typical top tier here is Waluigi. He has the fastest swings overall.
Rhino with the hole-in-one. Wow, sorry to interrupt you. That was awesome. That's a premeditated shot too. So I should go into this tournament. It kind of serves as a warm up for our players, in that there's no wind to worry about. So as long as you hit all of your marks consistently, then your ball will end up in the same place. Definitely lets you plan out your shots a lot more, which makes the first course kind of technical if you think about it, just simply because you have a lot more control over your shots, and you can really plan out those tee shots to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Sanaito winding up in the bunker, a bit unfortunate. Probably the rain had something to do with that.
Yeah, the rain in this game is interesting. It kind of makes the ground a bit more slippery, so it'll weaken the spin that you impart on the ball in attempts to either roll it further or slow it down, topspin or backspin.
Gotcha.
And then other important effects are that it'll lower the loss of your shot, because with rain beating down on the ball, you won't get that Magnus effect backspin that gives the ball loft. It's physics stuff. And also, you'll have to hit your putts harder.
Is Sanaito shooting over an out of bounds area, or is that just heavy grass?
It's a heavy rough area, but yeah, there is a clearing in between two different tree lines there that kind of can serve as a shortcut for hard hitters.
It worked out quite well.
Yeah, so it's a risky putt, and I haven't taught anyone that, so anyone that tries that, it's kudos. And that is Sanaito's first birdie.
Well done. Yeah, picking up birdies on this early course is very important, not just to go fast, but also to lower your stroke count. If you do quite well in the first course, you can actually give up holes to speed the game up. It's ideal to skip par 5s just because they're so long. But doing so incurs a double par penalty. So if you skip a par 5, you're going to take a plus 10 to your score. As long as you can accept those strokes and still meet the cutoff, which for Lakitu is plus 6, then you can continue on to the next course.
Exactly. So, you have to kind of, count cards a little bit as you're going and figure and understand like how, based on my performance, what am I able to give up? And so a high level player can definitely skip 2 holes for every course that they play.
The true professionals can get 3, right?
Yeah, you'd have to pull off an insane performance, but you absolutely can skip 3 holes in Lakitu Cup.
Ryno seems to be doing quite well. I believe he's playing birdie golf thus far.
Well, he had to have had 1 par because he had the ace on hole 3.
Ah, this is true.
So this will be his 8th badge.
Still, -9 through 9 is an excellent score. Certainly well on pace for skipping 2 holes.
Mm-hmm. Then, Sanaito with a nice clean birdie once again had rain. And then going up to hole 9 is a par 5 that kind of has sort of a do or die sort of feel to it because with most characters you are able to play a very strong tee shot that carries the bunker and essentially cuts the hole in half, and then you need another very strong shot to reach the green in 2. But if you're not confident about that, then you'll have to play short.
That's an excellent putt by Sanaito there to get a birdie. Those downhill ones can be very difficult.
Yeah, especially putts over 30 feet. You're given a longer putting meter. So when you're putting on the green, you have 3 power settings, and in this game, the full meter has 60 units or 60 notches, and on the green, actually 45 of those are used. You're given 3/4 of the meter, and the distance of your putter is split linearly among those. And so the longer your putter is, then the further apart that each mark is, and so your timing has to be much better.
I certainly struggle with the medium putts. You don't get much leeway. You really got to hit your frame.
Yeah, so it's about 2.2 feet per mark there, and generally you can get away with overhitting a putt by up to 6 feet if your line is good. So you probably have a 2 or 3 frame window for middle putts, and that's being generous.
Certainly a game of inches.
Mm-hmm. So, I see that Ryno is opting to play hole 13. You can miss 2 birdies and still be able to skip 2 of the par 5s because that will enable you a plus 6 score. So you'll have -14 from your birdies, plus 20 from penalties is plus 6.
Gotcha.
But maybe is opting for something a little different. Maybe he's skipping 14.
He skipped 14.
Ah, okay. Yeah, 14 is in my opinion the toughest par 4 on the course. So it's a fair alternative.
I don't believe there's another. Is there another par 5? Is 17 a par 5?
17 is.
Okay, so you may be going for 14, 17 skip.
Yeah, 17 is the longest par 5 and longest hole of the course. So it's reasonable to pick that one instead of 13. Even though I feel, 13 is a little more complicated. So just because a hole is longer doesn't necessarily mean it takes longer to complete.
True.
Then, that's nice crispy shot. Rhino with another birdie on hole 16. That can be a tricky one. The green kind of has a bowl shape that makes putts tricky if you're not close.
So Rhino's gonna be finishing up here. Lakitu here. Sanaito's not that far behind. Has a 50-foot putt. See if we can get it. A little far to the right. Maybe under hit the ball a bit.
This will be close. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a tough putt. So yeah, I mean, after a couple of little setbacks, Sanaito has been playing quite well.
So at -4, I believe you can skip a par 5 because that'll get you back up to +6. You'll have to par everything else out.
Yeah, which shouldn't be a problem. So as long as Sanaito's got that in mind. Clips the tree on 15. Yeah, 15 is another rascally par 4, but delicious chipping from 15 out.
I may be a little ahead of you. I had witnessed that chip in about 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
Are you looking in the Discord stream? Because that might be a little ahead.
Oh, that's a good point. I should be looking at that. I was actually just looking at the channel. So.
No worries. Little tip for you.
True.
Get the most up-to-date data.
Indeed. Okay.
So Rhino's kicking off Cheap here on hole 2. Seems to be doing just fine. Cheap's an interesting course. It kind of plays like Lakitu. It adds the wind in though, but not that much, so it's not a huge factor. Still should be, most birdies I would think are pretty easy. There's a couple of tricky holes, like 14 is notoriously difficult.
Yeah, so in general with Cheap Falls, on average, holes are a little bit longer. Greens are a little bit trickier. Some holes are a little bit more technically laid out. You've probably got a few more drastic elevation changes, but it's still not a terribly difficult course. Great chip-in from Rhino on CCF3. That's another thing about Cheap Falls is that for many shots to the greens, especially par 3s, you're given too much club. So you kind of have to know to hold. You have to know to hold back a bit.
And that's true on hole 4, right? If you blast your tee shot, you might get too close to those trees in the middle of the fairway, and then that can be troublesome for your second shot.
Yeah, though if you forgo power, then that's generally not a concern. In fact, some people have enterprised the idea of actually splashing intentionally to the rough to A, stop the landing quicker, and B, get a sharper, lower second shot, and then still have room for green and reg. But yeah, you definitely that definitely requires some knowledge and bravery, because the thing about not being fairway is, and with every shot, in fact, is that there is some volatility with distance on every shot. So if you look on the lower right corner of any of the players' displays where you see Toad holding a sign with a number, that is distance variation, and this is set upon setting the power of every shot. And the worse that your lie is, then the greater the variation that this variation can be. And so when a player sees this number, they have to realize, oh shoot, this could go further or not as far as I intend. So I have 1 second to make an adjustment.
whether it's changing the trajectory to add more carry or change the intended spin or whatnot. High level skill.
Definitely, it's something I'm still getting used to, but it adds a great deal of depth to this game that you are actually able to react to RNG as opposed to just being a passenger.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, World Tour and Super Rush, in both of those cases, the RNG is it's decided after your control of the shot has ended, your input has ended.
Rhino going a bit far in his second shot on hole 8. Still sinks the putt. That was not an easy one. Stays at -8, doing quite well.
Yeah, back pin's a tricky one, so that is a great birdie. That is a great birdie. In fact, that's 8. Is that 8 in a row for him?
Yep.
My goodness.
On fire.
Yeah, so with that pace, he can potentially skip 2 par 5s. He'll have 16 strokes under from birdies, plus 20 from penalties would make the cutoff of +4. But that's very hard to do.
It might happen. We'll have to see. Sanaito's not too far behind, certainly staying within striking distance, just a few holes down. And continuing to birdie. -2 it's still a decent score. You can work a lot with that. Hopefully we can pick up a few more birdies.
Yeah, just aside from saving strokes, the big thing about the birdies is that after you obtain 50 badges, which you earn a badge every time that you either score birdie or better on a hole. It's not just birdies, eagles, albatrosses, holes in one, whatever. After you get 50 of those, then you unlock a new character, Boo, and you obtain her star form too. And the star forms of the characters in this game receive a massive power buff. And so being able to use Star Boo later in the run is a massive boon.
Sanaya's going to short that putt. When you get those 28, 29-foot putts, you really should switch up to middle power there. You're just never going to get the ball up a hill.
Yeah, so, short meter goes up to...
Bogey.
Short meter goes up... Yes, it is a boon, indeed. Yeah, because Teresa is a monster in this game. In my tier list, I have Teresa as S star, not just S plus, but S star.
Not sure what happened on the tee shot from Sanaito there.
Must have just been a double tap slip.
Yeah, I've done that. That's not fun.
Yeah, it happens when you get eager, because with the manual system, either A or B will trigger the power setting and the spin setting. So yeah, that's another example of a putt where it's kind of, short might not be quite sufficient. Generally, you'll want to with changes of elevation on the green, it's about 2 to 1. That's like the kind of rule of thumb that I use. So in that case, he had 25.6 out and 1.3 up. So 1.3 times 2 is 2.6. Add 2.6, and that's already like 29. So that's kind of close.
Mathematics.
That is one of my magic words.
It's your field of study, Metal Yoshi, isn't it? Specifically for this game.
Well, for this game, yeah. My IRL concentration was actuarial science.
Nice.
So,
Rhino's doing quite well all the way to hole 15. I think he skipped a par 5 somewhere. I don't know.
It must have been 13. That is a common skip choice. Especially if you get the right flag. I should note that your routing of this game is quite dynamic because there's always more than one pin at play. So every hole in this game has 4 possible pin locations. In the tournaments, on the first 3 tournaments...
What a putt. Sorry. 50-foot putt by Sanaito.
Yeah, his putting game is clutch. Wow. Yeah, that helps tremendously. So returning to pin locations. So there's 2 pin locations in Lakitu, Cheap Falls, and Shifting Sands. Yes, not to be confused with a different Shifting Sands of a different Mario game. And then thereafter, there's 3 possible pins that are randomly chosen in play.
Difficulty definitely steps up once you hit Bloober.
Yeah, for so many reasons, and so in this way, this game is not immune to what happens in many other golf games, where after the halfway point there's a big difficulty spike.
Rhino tried to do the eagle strat on 17, hit a tree, got stuck behind it, makes a pretty decent recovery shot. Doesn't sink the putt, unfortunately, half the self par.
Yeah, that's a good punch. You know, and those you can't shoot through trees really in this game, so you have to go over or under.
I think he was going big to try and skip 18, and eagle there would have allowed him to do it.
That would have been That would have been massive. That eagle is very hard to pull off. It's a short hole, but it's like a double dogleg uphill sort of thing. So you have to be in a very, very good spot after the tee shot. You have to allow yourself enough room to get the loft necessary to go over the trees and still make it to the green. But even then, you know, you might not always make it. So you have to be very, very assertive.
Nice chip in. Sanaito is showing some moments of glory. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. I was in on one of his practice sessions, and I just gave him a tip about short game, and you know so I should point out that once you're inside 60 yards, you have you gain access to a different type of shot called the approach. And approach shots go much lower, and they roll much more than the normal or power shots do. And so, because those approaches roll a lot, you have to allow quite a bit more room. Quite a lot more room for them to roll, even with the wedge.
Chipping and putting in this game is almost like an art form. The more you play it, the better you get at it. You start to understand how to read slope, when to either adjust the impact point on your ball or maybe purposely hook or slice. So I'll explain that in a second. But it's really something that you need to put in the time to practice to get well, and it helps you get out of these sticky situations where you don't get green in regulation.
Oh, heck. So I have a suspicion Sanaito might have gotten an ace on 15 had backspin not been done, but clutch putt to get the birdie anyhow. I'm gonna go over to Rhino now that he's on sands.
Sure.
It is of course the obligatory desert course of a golf game, and it represents a pretty decent difficulty bump from the previous 2. In general, holes are longer. There's more hazards, especially the great prominences of bunkers, even on the fairway, and another type of terrain called a waste area, which I can leave that up to the imagination of the viewers. But yeah, it's a thing in just about every desert course of every game. You know, and there's all sorts of other things like tall cliffs and rocks. All the fun stuff that you know and love from the desert course, and cutoff now is +3.
I just noticed Sanaito's score. I think they may have mathed wrong during one of the give-ups. This is not a good situation.
Oh, geez, yeah.
They don't have a save. I think they have to reset this tournament. Oh no! You hate to see it.
Oh no! That is horrifically unfortunate. Yeah. So that is a math mistake. That is not good.
It's every speedrunner's worst nightmare. It will kill your run.
Yeah.
The only way out of this, by my math, is you'd have to eagle 17 and birdie 18. I think there may be a few attempts at this, but This is not good.
Yeah, so I'm just, okay, well, I think he's trying to go for Eagle Birdie.
Yep, that's
I mean,
what
that's
I think is the best choice.
Yeah, it's literally that or restart, but to my knowledge, I mean, I've
It can be done. It can be done.
With Peach? You'd have to chip in probably. You're not Yuger-ing this hole with Peach.
No.
I don't think you're Yuger in this hole with Peach. Wally, yes. Birdo, yes. Peach, I don't think so. Yeah, no bueno.
No bueno. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, chip. Yeah, we cannot rule out the possibility of a chip in because Peach has excellent control.
Could equal 18. That's what I guess we're gonna try.
Ah, bugger. Or 17. Or 18. Yeah.
Either's gonna require a chip in. This is fewer shots. Rhino's got a -4 in sands. Hole 8 is notoriously tough. This green is not fun to get to, especially the spin. Nearly nailed that putt. So close.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, looking extremely grim. It's looking extremely grim.
Well, I have faith in it. Even if it means restarting the tournament, you never know. It's pretty significant time loss, but sometimes you just gotta take what happens and keep going.
I've just gotten word that Sanaito has actually declared a forfeit.
Oh, really? He's not gonna continue?
That's what I'm seeing from race time, and posted GG.
That is a bummer. I guess he'll sit there and try and get the eagle, but we could be here a long time. But that would be very, very unfortunate. It happens to the best of us. I've done it. I've done it in runs.
Yeah, I've either had mental slips or I've gotten myself in a spot like it's most common in sands because if you want to skip 2 5s, then you need an extra eagle, or if you want to do a 5 and 4, you can only mess up once. But then I get myself in a spot where, because I know that eagling the final hole is inherently possible, I might get myself in a hole where I need -4 for the final 3 holes, and then it doesn't happen. It's like, oops, yeah, run ogre.
Yeah, we've all done it. It happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Rhino can get a good PB. I mean, he's been on fire pace throughout this whole tournament.
Yeah, so we're trying to. I missed badge count, but yeah, that'll definitely be a big factor as to whether he PBs or not. If he'll have enough birdies, if he'll have 50 after Blooper Open, because then that'll give him access to Starbu already in Peach's Castle Grounds, and I think in his PB he had Waluigi either in Sans or even through Bowser. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'm also not sure what his current birdie badge count is. I think it's near 30.
Yeah,
he's a little light on birdies and sands. The score is -6 through 13, which is not ideal, but still fine. Okay, 35. That's still decent pace. Should be able to get booed by Badlands at least.
Yeah, I would generally recommend having 40 badges through Sans Classic if you want to go for having 50 through Blooper Open.
Makes sense. Even 10 birdies in Blooper is quite difficult.
Yeah, so hole 14 is a it's a super circularly canyony disgusting par 5. So Rhino takes the skip there.
Yeah,
And goes
definitely get rid of that. Looks like we got one of those awful English version only lies, getting a -8 on that second shot. Unfortunate, very short of the hole. Oh, I thought that was in. Rims out. Yeah, most people, well, there are two real versions that are typically run in this game. One is the Japanese version, the other is the English version. The Japanese version is faster, mostly because of loading times, but it also removes some of the more difficult situations, like specific bad lies on fairway or rain on certain holes that make it really difficult to complete.
Yeah, and then I blanked out. I don't know if you had also mentioned that there's a super technical hole later, Peach's Castle Grounds, hole number 8. The game does not. The Japanese version of the game never gives you rain there.
Yeah, I didn't mention it specifically, but I was alluding to that, so thank you for pointing it out.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a extremely difficult hole for beginners. Once you learn the routing, it's not awful, but it can still trip up the best.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done like a formal survey, but I would honestly have to say that if I were to ask people like what is the most iconic hole of the game, they would have to be saying either Peach's Castle Grounds 8 or Castle Grounds 18. Maybe even possibly Blooper 18. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be a good question. I'd have to throw out someday.
Let's get the poll going for science. Okay,
Yeah,
so Rhino is finishing up Sands here. Misses the putt, ouch, but doesn't matter. +1 is well within cutoff, so we'll be moving on to Blooper.
Yeah, so hole 18, you know, you've got like a serpentine route, and you've got all those ruins. It is possible with 2 very good shots to actually reach the green in 2. So a lot of top players will actually perhaps opt not to skip hole 18, but instead gamble on birdie 18, not eagling 18.
Yeah, do you think does Rhino skip hole 2 on Blooper? I know it'd be a pretty risky strategy in like a tournament setting, but I think most people hate that hole enough to consider the thought.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pivotal decision in any run because the cutoff of the course is +2. So depending on your performance on the first hole, you'll either need another 7 or 8 birdies throughout the course, and yeah, so that is a wonderful birdie on the first hole. It's yeah, that's a tough birdie because of the shape of the green and the pin locations. And he's playing hole 2 out, so maybe he's opting to just kind of see what happens and opt to skip one of the final 3 holes.
Yeah, definitely. It's a much safer strategy. You can, judge your score, see if an 18 skip is possible. Ouch, hit a tree there. At least we have a safe lie here. You can wind up in the water if you do that, which the stroke penalty is not fun.
Wow, that was that was scary, there, but yeah, managed to stay safe.
Getting par on hole 2 is certainly worth it.
Yeah, it's a not much break somehow. Front pin is definitely the best one, in spite of the fact that distance control can be a little sensitive, because the last thing you want approaching to that green is short, because the bunker that is in front of it is very deep. Definitely.
Hole 4 is interesting. I think the safe play is just do the shot that Rhino did. Some players will actually aim left and try and bounce over that rock to give yourself a closer approach to the green. If you short the ball, though, you're in the water. And
yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, and you're dropped almost by the tee. So essentially, that is 2 strokes and almost 15 seconds lost. So that's a horrible circumstance. So you have to judge whether that's honestly worth it.
High risk, high reward. Did we talk about fast fairways yet?
No. So that is a new gimmick. That is a new gimmick that is present from Blooper Bay onward. And if you observe the bluish-colored patches on the fairways, those are thinner cut surfaces that almost kind of behave like an AstroTurf in a way. They greatly increase the bounce and the roll that you will get from your shots, either in contact or or just when you make contact on them. So.
Nice
You
chip in there.
That is a wonderful chip.
Hole 5 is notoriously difficult. It's so easy to fall into a sand trap. When you you can't get the green.
Or just in general, yeah, it plays far longer than its yardage suggests because of elevation changes.
Yeah.
Pretty close to a hole-in-one on the crab hole.
Yeah. Is there a strat for that on zero wind?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Yeah, those technical strategies tend to taper off a bit on the later courses, just simply because whenever you have wind, it's a variable that can't truly be fully controlled. So you kind of need zero wind to really try a hole-in-one idea.
Yeah, no, it's a vector that that a typical player is not going to be able to calculate to the exact pixel. It just won't happen. At least not like premeditated.
Unless you're Blue Candy or Metal Yoshi.
Oh, lol, no. Not me.
Okay, so hole 8, there's kind of 2 paths you can take. You can take the lower path, which is what Rhino did. You bounce off the fast fairway, end on the bottom. Gives you a somewhat more difficult shot because of the elevation change, but it's not too terrible as long as you get a good lie. Or you can keep on the top half, right?
Yeah,
you're a more straighter shot.
Yeah, so the path he took puts him a good 50 yards closer than if he had played short. So a 200-yard shot to the green, especially trying to not hit that shark mouth, and if you have a lie less than perfect, then you might not even get to the green.
What do you do on that hole? Do you do upper or lower path?
I play hard.
Okay.
I go down. So Rhino opted to cut the drive short there in order to enable a clear path to this next fairway segment. So Rhino here with this iconic pirate-themed hole is taking a less is more approach, because on the one, if you play a big drive, then you could try to set yourself up for a big shot over the cliff to near proximity to the green. But at the same time, it's also possible there's a part of the fairway that is kind of like a deep valley that if you get yourself into, then it's not fun to get out of.
Shoutouts to Talk Like a Pirate Day next Sunday, the 19th. You should all do it.
Absolutely.
Look it up. It's real. I promise.
Yeah, there's an official day for everything. Isn't today like National Video Games Day or something?
Today is National Video Game Day. Yes. So we thank you all for tuning into Speed Gaming to watch this awesome event.
So Rhino's on hole 11, the Seahorse hole. And it seems like an innocuous par 3, but I can tell you that the right half of the green is one of the worst that you will see in the game. So you will just probably have to hope that you don't get one of those.
Yeah. So do you think the back half of Blooper or the front half of Blooper is more difficult?
That is a hard question to answer. Honestly, I feel that front 9 is a little harder.
Yeah, it makes sense. Hole 1 is notoriously difficult. Hole 5 is notoriously difficult.
Hole 4 back flag is horrible.
Yeah, you don't.
At least to do quickly.
6 is not that bad as far as par 3 goes, but it is long, so the middle of the green is narrow, so you know it's possible to miss it. And then hole 7, depending on what route you take, it's definitely possible to overshoot into water if you hit the fast fairway incorrectly. But back nine is very difficult too.
Rhino getting through 13 with no problem. That hole can be a little dangerous on the third shot if you have a bad lie. Negotiating that little, I don't know what you want to call it, like a gap. It's almost like a river.
Yeah.
You can fall into that very easily if you're not careful or get bad RNG.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, that water leads, and then that water leads into a secret grotto that is not used in regular play, but it does have a situational use in the 4-player co-op Green Attack Challenge.
I didn't even know that was down there.
Yeah. There's a couple of just weird little nooks and crannies in various places. In fact, earlier, things were going so fast, but we overlooked. There's some Sunshine references that are sprinkled all over Blooper Bay. So there's kind of like a narrow walkway on wooden planks that leads to a cabana on the right side of hole 10, which is reminiscent of what you would see in Galado Beach. Sunshine Riders attest to that. One of the most infamous moments is using the fruit to like clip through the top shredder thingy kerjig on the top of that to get the shine in there, and then that unlocks the 8th shine, which in turn unlocks the 7th shine. So you don't have to do any of the previous ones in order to get Shadow Mario, which is one of the obligatory requirements to get Corona Mountain or whatever. But that's what I remember. I don't actually run Sunshine.
Oh, I was gonna say, it sounds like you've run Sunshine if you know all this.
oh heck no. I'm more of a technical speedrunner. I don't do it. I don't know. I'm not like a clip person.
I'm not sure what happened with Rhino's second shot there. They fell off the cliff, electing to skip the hole. They have the strokes to do it, so that's fine.
That's probably for the best, because once you're down there, it's hard to get back up again. So, from a glimpse from what I've caught, I think he tried to get to the fairway on the left side, but came up short and was in rough, and then tried to play assertive and miss sweet spot, and I think lost enough distance to fall to the cliff on the right side.
Yeah, the shot was very short. It was kind of weird. I don't think he duffed it, but maybe he hit like ground or something.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, that. So yeah, it must have been just a severe loss of loft. Very precarious landing position there, with Blooper 18, but it'll work out fantastically for him since the tree's not in play, and he has a good enough lie that he's just got a clear runway to the next section.
Those power shots can really get you out of a pickle. The extra loft you get from the 10% carry bonus is huge.
Yeah, so it's it's like clubbing up, but it's like clubbing up, but more loft and more control. So power shots can serve wonderfully as in betweens and as just it's kind of weird. Like once you get to a point where you start using power shots not just off the tee, then that's kind of a transcendental moment.
So we're going into Peach Castle grounds here.
Yeah, so not enough badges, so he's continuing with Waluigi, which is it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it doesn't cost too much time. Plus he's going to have more control than a character like Starbu. So some holes will be a bit more difficult, but for the most part, totally viable to do Wa with this course.
Yeah, it's just with how long and how technical these holes become with elevation changes, you have to nail your power shots. You have to nail and keep your power shots. So in this game, it's okay. So there's kind of a weird situation here in that It looks like Sanaito has quote unquote unforfeited.
Yeah, they're getting through cheap falls. I think they're gonna need 2 more strokes to get through the course again, but it's certainly
Correct.
possible.
Yeah, correct. Cutoff is +4.
That's quite a distance to make up, but hey, that's some heart to at least continue the run.
Absolutely.
Oh, jeez, that shot from Rhino scared me. I guess maybe it was more safe than I realized, but hole 3, if you hook the ball or you put too much top on it, you're gonna smack the face of that bluff, and that ball's going out of bounds.
Yep, you know, when you smack your edifice, then that's an egg to your face.
But yeah, we should point out, now that we've already gone through the hole since it's so short, that we as a community have come to affectionately call the hole Mount Mushmore because of the positionings of the stone bus on the mountain that resembles the monument in South Dakota of the United States.
It's certainly a nice touch. I'm a little disappointed though. There's no picture of Bowser on it. What gives?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing though is that history is written by the winners, and Bowser really hasn't won history in the Mushroom Kingdom as far as I'm concerned.
Yet. But anyway, I digress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course, hole 4 was quite the monster. Goes up, goes down, and it had some warp pipes in it. Which now I should go into Peach's. I should go into a little overview of Peach's Castle Grounds. So that course introduces some gimmicks that we come to know and love from a Mario-themed golf game. One of which was introduced right from the first hole are colored warp pipes, such that if your shot happens to land in one, then it will come out of its conjugate elsewhere in the hole, which, depending on how your shots play out, can either be a good thing or a bad thing.
And then another gimmick are chain chomp pits, which were introduced on the second hole. There's a stone pits where chain chomps are resting, and if you manage to land in them and roll out, then you're fine. But if your ball comes to rest in the chain chomp pit, then it's an out of bounds penalty, and you have an angry chain chomp that presumably will eat your ball.
Yep, not good. They are hungry though. Please don't feed the chain chomps.
And then the only other notable gimmick are the placements of mushrooms, which are very elastic, so you probably don't ever want to hit them.
Alright, we got Boo. We will see an appearance in Badlands. Well done.
New character unlocked. And
So
then
we're
we
at
come up
hole
to
8. Yeah,
the
go ahead.
magnum opus.
Oh.
And this follows the counterclockwise progression up the mountain almost to the letter. And similarly, you can take a shortcut and get further up the mountain. However, Rhino's got a horrible lie that could have very easily compromised that, but he got a hot ball. He lucked out there.
Rolling +5, the game's got his back for once.
Yep.
The type of RNG we all dream of, where the game says, you know what, I'll give this one to you.
Mm-hmm.
Able to save par. Glad to get through that hole, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Arguably, Peach's Castle Grounds hole 8 is possibly the most technical hole in the game, and so there are many routes you can take. You can go all the way around. Instead of playing, up high on your second shot, you can opt to play further around the mountain, and then from there you have a third shot to the green. Or you can, right from the tee, play a short iron up to, an area with trees and rough, and you might possibly have an opening to reach the green from there in 2, even without Starboo.
That's impressive.
Uh-huh. And then there's a shortcut to the way to the left from the tee box
that only the strongest characters can reach. That enables a pretty easy eagle.
So we're entering the back half of Peaches here. Scores at -4. Cutoff on this course is +1, so need one more birdie for at least a 3-hole skip. I'm sure Rhino's going to want to go for more than that. Skipping 18 is kind of like the goal, I would think, for most runners. It's a long and complicated course or hole.
Yeah, so it's it's definitely an even riskier proposition, perhaps, to take a skip earlier in Peach's Castle Grounds and make up the birdies thereafter. So people generally opt to just play through Peaches until either the 16th, 17th, or 18th, where you have a par 3, a par 4, a 3, and a 5 respectively to choose your skip.
Yep, definitely gives you a lot of options. It's always nice when you got that distribution of pars on the last set of holes, so you can adjust your strategy as needed. This is a very long and complicated putt. Hits it straight. Nearly got it. I think he kind of had a little bit of lip on the elevation of the green. Your ball can catch air. It's just like real life. If you hit it fast and you go over a bump, the ball's going to get air, and that usually means it's not going to go in.
Yeah, so back flag is very difficult to be precise on. There's some very difficult slope there. So optimally, you want to hit a little past it and then come back. But yeah, definitely a good 2-putt.
Shorted the ball on 13. That second shot is tricky because it's so far downhill. I've always noticed the ball ends up landing shorter than you think, despite what the simulation line tells you. I'm not sure why, to be honest with you, but it's an observation I've made. So I usually try and aim a bit past the hole, and it seems to work out better.
Right. Well, yeah. The traj line already takes elevation into accordance already. So you don't have to think about extra carry in that regard. And because the line comes down steeper, then you're not getting nearly as much run as you typically would. So that's why you often would end up short, because you're conservatively allowing the typical 15 yards that a would roll, but it almost never rolls more than 10 on that shot. So yeah, Sanaito has gone through CCF, is now on Sans.
That's good. We finally got through the pain. Hopefully it'll be a good Sans for him. Maybe he'll get a course gold or something like that. Yeah, good practice to keep going.
Yeah, and is definitely using lefty Birdo from now on. So that is a change of pace, and that gives me an excellent opportunity to go just a little bit into lefty. Sure. And so you can toggle any character to be a lefty, and this will mirror all of their animations and their shot trajectories. So a character that normally has a draw that starts right and curves left will instead have it start left and curve right. And then also this will also in turn flip-flop the deviations that result from mistiming your sweet spot either early or late.
So everything's just come inverted, right?
Exactly.
That's the only change. There isn't any change to drive or anything like that.
Correct. But because of all that, you basically have to you'll basically have to create entirely new routes, because you'll have to use different impact points, since you'll be basically going entirely different routes. So in Birdo's case, she has a natural fade, but by going lefty, she'll it goes the other way. So some holes will have to be played a fair bit differently. Shifting Sands is an example of a course where some players will opt to change to lefty if they pick a draw hitting character such as Waluigi, because many holes in Shifting Sands will curve from left to right, or will have obstacles on the right side, such as the cliff on hole 3 or the pyramid on hole 9. So maybe they'll opt to have a character with a shot that curves around those hazards.
I think Rhino got stuck in a little ditch, even though he was on fairway. Ended up pulling out the putter to get safe. Don't let that fool you. The putter is actually a very versatile tool, even off the green in this game. You can putt out of bunkers. You can putt up walls or cliff sides. It can be quite interesting what you can accomplish with that thing. So if you're in trouble, always consider that option.
Mm-hmm. So most of the time, though, you only want to use as much power as you need to get out of a bad situation, because it is nigh impossible to predict where that putt will be going if you're putting it like 80+ yards.
Yeah, it can be quite hilarious to just pull out the putter and hit it max distance, but usually it does not. Usually you wind up back in a bad situation. So just get safe. That's all you need.
All right, final stretch for Rhino. He's got Teresa and is heading into Bowser Badlands.
Good first shot. That shortcut up the cliff.
So yeah, taking advantage of Starboo's monstrous power buff and natural large draw shots to just play a giant curve that pretty much bypasses the switchback pattern of the hole that you would otherwise have to take. So normally, otherwise, you would have to play your drive out straight and then, come back up.
Yeah, it's a weird hole. It's like a switchback. It kind of reminds me of Peach's 8, where the real goal is not so far as distance, but it is as getting to the right elevation where the green's sitting.
And hole 2, he's taking the board. He's going for the boardwalk.
Oh, nearly nails the chip in. Less than a foot away.
That is a thing of beauty. So yeah, that wasn't just boardwalk. He took Park Place too.
Got the monopoly.
Yeah. So
watch out. The hotel's coming next.
Yeah, that's as big as you go. Like, if you're not just opting to like land there, but you're also opting for a big wood bounce.
Definitely. I'm a little more chicken. I just hit it into the rough and hope it sits.
Yeah, so there's a couple. One of the memes there also is that there's a couple of patches of grass on there that look suspiciously like Africa and South America. So next time you're playing, be on the lookout for those and use your imagination.
Eagles hole 3. What an excellent start to this Badlands. Is Rhino on PB pace? I would think so.
I would think so. Yeah, -4 through 3 is massive.
Difficult putt on a 4. Nails it. That green can be deceptive. Thankfully, it was only a 10-foot putt. That makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, so that hole is another hole that has floating boos that will make your ball drop like a lead boo if you come into contact with them. And strangely enough, your sim line will actually take that into account. So, I mean, if you're planning for that, maybe it's not the worst thing. But if you're not planning for that, then it is horrible.
I did not know that either. The sim line will adjust if you hit it through boo?
Yes.
Trick shots come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hitting it off the top of the rock there, the top of that cave.
You could. And then, that hole as well as hole 4 or 5 introduce giant bombs that you probably don't want to hit for logical reasons. A lot of gimmicks in Badlands that are basic, none of them good for you.
Yeah, it's pretty mean. -8 on that hit. Ouch. That's going to fall very short of the green. Have to hit a third shot.
Yeah, so that's...
that nearly bounced in.
So that's one of the minor issues of trying to play a big drive to circumvent the thwomps or their shadows, because this whole introduced another gimmick in Thwomps that they remain suspended and will block your shots in the air. But if your ball comes to rest in their shadows, then a short cinematic plays where they crush your ball and renders the lie horrible.
Yeah, it's not fun to have to deal with that. It's not the end of the world. Most of the time you can get out of it, but if you get a bad roll on the RNG, your second shot can be just awful.
It's tough to reach the green unless you get lucky and nab the fast fairway or something.
And then hole 7 is the Bowser Jr. hole. It is a duality of water and lava, and it's the longest par 3 of the game. And then hole 8 is Magnum Opus, and is a pretty big hole in the speed run because it has an eagle route, but it is extremely difficult to pull off.
Yeah, Rhino ended up actually going back down, playing safe on the second shot. He wound up in semi-rough. Can you get to the green in that lie, or is that not possible?
You can. I think if my memory serves me, you would need a 3-wood power with the shot straightened from the draw to the fade. So that's a tiny thing I should mention real quick. Another reason why Starboot is excellent is because of the insane power control and not just trajectory control that is offered. So her shot is a large natural draw, but if you cancel out that draw with a fade, then your shot becomes a straight push to the right, and so some of that distance that is otherwise spent in side spin, just, it goes straight, and so your shot kind of elongates, and that gives you an extra good 10, almost 15 yards of carry that definitely can be taken advantage of on a lot of holes on both PCG and in Badlands.
Good chipping by Rhino on hole 9. Wound up on the rock for the third shot and ended up top swinging the ball in. So
yeah, very scary shot to the mouth there.
This shot's just as scary. In the heavy rough, pulls a -9. All right, well, was short, but it's not catastrophic. I couldn't imagine getting like +10 and possibly going overboard into the water.
That might have been a possibility, actually. That fairway is fast, especially if you launch a steener into it. Not even backspin will stop a steener on fast fairway. If anything, you might actually go further with backspin.
Oh no! Shorted the ball. The rain probably had something to do with it. Winds up in the water here.
The hook was bad too. So yeah, mistiming there, late mistiming. That kills the loft even further than the rain already did. Unfortunate.
Saves bogey. Contains the damage. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, nice assertive putt. Adds the requisite 50%.
Yeah, definitely good recovery. So we're nearing the end of the run here. Uh-oh. Into the bomb. On the wall. Hitting the spikes. Rolling down. Wasting time. But
yeah,
gets the safe fairway lie.
Yeah, that slice definitely sent the ball out in that direction. But yeah, that was a nice little pachinko machine of death.
I'm a roller coaster of emotions right now.
Gosh.
It's a birdie anyway. Love to see it.
What should have been a disgusting putt was actually basically just straight down. Legendary.
Sanaito seemed to have a good Sands. Was able to skip 18.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Just that miscalculation on CCF with the giving up with the give up strokes.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but continuing to play, having some heart to do so. Mm-hmm. 2 courses behind is, well, it's definitely over. Hate to say it, but practice makes perfect, and continuing your runs builds character.
Yep, and is perhaps becoming accustomed to Lefty Birdo.
Yeah, that was a good shot. from Rhino in 13. Gets a birdie. Nicely done. You want to avoid hitting those fences, getting your ball rejected, so to speak.
Yeah, those. It's a lot easier to hit those things than the size of those grates suggests. It's. I need to come up with some kind of like principle or paradox name to for that, because I've actually pulled it up in an image editor, and like literally the space of the grates is less than a third of like the space of the fence, but somehow you're hitting those more than one time out of 3.
Yeah, are the hitboxes true to the visuals, or are they a little bit bigger?
Hard to say. I would honestly probably put them maybe a little bigger.
Makes sense.
If I were to go off of other objects in the game, like the rings and ring attack.
Makes sense. I know tree hitboxes can be deceptive. It looks like you didn't touch it, but you definitely did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, coming up to the
hole. That's
the dreaded,
a great lie.
Yeah, the dreaded final few here. It is
10 on the score. Are we gonna see a 16 skip? I'll save a lot of time. Yep, we will. Look at that.
Confidence, because 17 and 18 are no picnic.
Yeah, having to par them is certainly better than requiring a birdie on the last 2. I wouldn't recommend doing that in a tournament setting unless you were extremely confident.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're far enough ahead to swallow the time losses of potentially redoing those holes and grinding until you get the birdies, but if you have to do that even once, then whatever time save that you were going for is totally annihilated.
That was an excellent first shot and second shot on 17. Rhino making this hole look easy. It is not. There are multiple ways to try and get to the green, and all of them are terrible.
Yeah, that hole is just a total hodgepodge of all the gimmicks that you see there, including 2 that were introduced on hole 16. The piranha plant, which will spit your ball if you land in its pot or in its mouth, and the womps, which behave similarly to thwomps in that if you land in their shadows, they'll smush your ball.
Oh, Rhino hit out of bounds.
Yeah, did he get left flag or there, or?
He got left flag, I think.
Ouch, and yeah, it must have hit
The wind pushed his ball. He will need to hold his shot to complete the tournament, otherwise he will have to reset it.
Or at least just, just save and grind the hole.
Save and quit, yep. Yeah, So he's going to have to reset this hole. Don't give up. There we go.
Yeah, that is a
PB is on the line here, so we need to finish this hole fast. I think he has a 106 something.
Yeah, so. Careful on the control pad, careful.
So he's topping the ball.
That's an example there on Sanaito of not being too overzealous with trying to use the bunker out of a bad situation. That ball just stratosphered and then ended up in the water.
Chad is saying he got a 104 last night, so PB was not going to be there. But anyway, finishing up, Rhino wins this match with a sub 106. Well done, GG.
GG.
Pretty solid run, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a couple of hiccups here and there, but overall, I think he played very well in the first 3 courses.
Extremely solid. Yeah, I mean he's got the fundamentals. He's got the fundamentals all down.
I certainly expect sub hour from him soon.
Knows where to go. Knows when to hit low. Because that's a thing that I hadn't really touched is that you can use the control stick during your swings to adjust the impact point, which in turn manipulates the trajectories of your shots. And a common thing in speedruns of this game is to hit as many shots low as you can to reduce hang times. And in doing so, you save about an average of 1 second versus a shot that you just played to center ball. But in doing so, more often than not, you're going to be losing carry on your shot, and if you don't plan for this, then you might not end up reaching the greens that you need to, and you would have to resort to a chip to seal your birdie instead of a putt.
That's why planning your tee shots is so important in this game. If you understand which holes you can top the ball with, I guess, impunity, so to speak, versus which ones where you need to put a little more thought in. Check the wind real quick. Make sure you're not doing something drastic or dire.
That was
it
a
helps
six
a ton.
stick. That was a 6 stick there on the crabs for Sanaito.
Yes.
Just just took a steaming driver and just green hop and just boom.
Wonderful shot.
And then going for the left route for blooper 7, which is what I usually will advise for new players, because it's you have a lot more to hit to, and you're closer to the hole. Although the one issue is that depending on which flag you get, you're shooting somewhat obliquely to the green. Yeah, that was an excellent judgment call there, going up to the middle, and in fact, going up past the 1/3 mark. So it's one of those little quote-unquote meme/tips of the game, is that when you go from the 30-foot putter to the 100-foot putter, and that you see that the putting meter is split into 3s, so 1/3 of the middle putter is 33.3 feet, which conveniently is just beyond the short limit. So if you need to go a little beyond short, then that 1/3 mark right there on the meter is a very convenient reference.
Definitely sounds like you've got this all mapped out.
I mean,
years of experience.
Yeah, it's been in my head for 18 years.
18 years. That's how old this game is?
Yeah.
Nearing the 20 mark. Wow.
Uh-huh.
It really is a gem in the GameCube library, isn't it?
Is Sanaito going for the Shadow of the Palm?
I think they hit the palm tree.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, didn't get the power needed to set up the Big Eagle. But that's okay. Well, except for if you get a garbage lie like that. But
yeah, this is really scary.
But yeah, this is where actually Lefty Birdo comes in handy, because you definitely need a right-left here to navigate. But yeah, that is a situation where the impact zone, that red region that is under the gray bar on the right side of the meter there, is reduced to an absolute minimum. So you have to be frame perfect in order for your shot to go as intended. Otherwise things are bad.
Yeah, if you hit outside that red zone, your shot is a duffed shot, and it can go nearly anywhere. Usually you lose tons of distance, and depending on whether it's a hook or a slice, the ball may just wildly sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the case of a slice, which it can be exploited, not generally for speedruns, but for high level match play. You can exploit an intentional duff slice for situations where you need to go very high in a short distance span, such as for PCG8 or Badlands 1.
Yeah, makes sense.
And in my legendary Shadow Mario versus the ACPU series, I needed a high slice to bail myself out of a horrible spot and keep the match going.
Oh, I need to find the clip of that. I've heard of that one. That was just an improv shot, right?
I mean, well, yes, but I spent almost 2 minutes trying to figure out what I needed to do, because it was one of the worst spots I had ever been in, and I still saved birdie somehow.
On hole 12 here, seemed to be in a good spot with the score being even. So we got 2 strokes to give.
Mm-hmm. It's this hole is deceptively long. It's already decently long by yardage, but it goes up quite a ways, and it's an elevated green. So you have to be pretty assertive. You can afford to play your initial tee shot low if you also use power, but if you have if you don't have a perfect lie, then
reaching that green could be problematic, especially if you happen to get right flag.
Yeah, the right flag is further back.
Yeah, it's further back, so it's guarded by the green side bunker, so it's honestly not wise to go for.
Yeah, sometimes just hitting the center of the green just to get on there is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally you can chip out of a bunker that's very close to the hole and it's not too hard. But for the most part, you want to remove that variable out. Putting is definitely a little easier and faster. You don't have to chip in an animation.
Yeah, definitely good example of that is Blooper 5, and that a good deal of that green is flat, and there's just that little bunker that is in the vicinity there. So quite often you can save the hole with just a little approach straight to the hole.
Shame there that chip fell short for Sanaito. I think Super Topspin might have gotten it to roll in. It's just a foot short.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to judge that sometimes. You don't want to hit it too hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hole 14.
Oof.
Yeah, hole 14. We briefly got a glimpse of Alola Mola guarding the green on the left side, and I think another bunker there was kind of resemblant of Caracosta. Shoutouts to all you Gen 5 peeps, Pokemon peeps. Unova's the best. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to start no flame wars. I was just making observations.
That's territory I don't know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
15 is an interesting hole. I don't know if Lefty Birdo gets that horrible suggestion off the tee shot like Wa does, but you typically have to club up here.
No, she was given the driver, but the game aims you right because there's some kind of anomaly with the algorithm that gives you shots based on the assumption that you're playing from back tees for some reason. I think that's what causes the whole Bowser and Waluigi being given short irons instead of their driver on that hole.
Interesting. Huh. Oh yeah, good choice here to aim left, go for the high ground. You can do the lower path to the right, but that cliff face is very tall. Not advisable, in my opinion. It's much harder to get to the green, too.
Yeah, and depending on the pin location, your second shot can be somewhat oblique, whereas if you go to the left, then generally your shot is much more direct. But, you do have to have a pretty assertive shot, with power to make it up to the left in the first place.
Ooh, this is not good.
Yeah, that's probably just out of panic, because probably realized that you probably just wanted to cut off a few yards off of the wedge there, but but yeah, an entire quarter of the meter is a lot.
Yeah, a bogey's okay. We can actually afford one more. So if Sanaito pars this one, which that's a great shot, I think he's going to birdie.
Yeah, that's very clean. This is an uphill green.
Yeah, so we can afford even as worse as double bogey on 18. So pretty safe spot to be in to get through this course.
Yeah, so at that point, just aim for fairway sections. Although, what I've noticed with Blooper Bay is that somehow the course designer here has managed to create a course with as few trees as possible, but placed as immaculately annoying as possible as well. They are all in the worst spots.
Yeah. Sanaito did not respect that fast fairway, bounced into the rough, has to play a layup shot, so good decision to get safe.
Yeah, going for the planet.
Going for the planet, yes. And I think this will be safe too. Hopefully we get a good lie. Yes. So we should have a pretty easy fourth shot to the pin. Hopefully we can get it close. Oh! Bounces off the pin. Very accurate. Just didn't get the right distance.
Anyone remember the words to that Iron Maiden song? Out of the Silent Planet?
No.
I don't know, that's just a random thing because, shoots shot from the planet because this hole is space themed. Yes.
I'm
Out of
very
the
bad with my
silent
music.
planet come the demons of creation. Something like that.
So when's Mario Golf Toadstool Tour community karaoke night?
I don't know. I mean, I am so tempted because I've discovered that we definitely have some music talent among our people here. So I've been very tempted to like create an entire music thread where we share stuff and maybe even like do like a collab because one of my side hobbies is making metal arrangements from internet MIDI files.
Love it. Absolutely love it. We'll have to make that happen. So Sanaito went for the pipe, shorted the ball probably because of the hook. But ended up landing safe. We're going to get to the green in 3 shots. Sticks it close to the pin. Can easily save par.
Yeah, PCG. Yeah, the first hole's a tough one. You can absolutely get green and red without using the pipes. You do need strong drive and strong follow up. Though I usually do recommend if you don't got Starboot to try for the yellow pipe and if you overhit, then there's a chance that you can like bounce over and roll along the fairway, further up to a decent position anyhow. And if you do get yellow pipe, then you're only 130 out.
What a chip! Let's go.
That's an awkward spot too. Nice, delicious slice to offset the crosswind. I don't know if that's intended, but that's what I would say if I was playing.
Oh, tailwind on 3 is very annoying to deal with.
And center flag.
Let's go! 2 chip-ins in a row. I love it.
That's probably. I mean, if you're not getting that green reg or hole in one, yeah, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Center flag is horrible. That green is so steep that you can literally play a short iron, a long iron, and just stick it outright without backspin. And if you don't know that, then you're just rolling right back down.
This is an awkward shot. I don't even think we got all the way up the hill. We're gonna have to play another layup. Yeah, I can't even get there to the fast fairway to try the Dom play.
No, I mean, you don't do the big bounce unless you are in a position to set up a steener with super backspin. Otherwise, that trick does not work. So I should point out that in spite of this hole's length, it is somehow possible to get under green in regulation, even with every character.
What just happened? I thought that was water for sure.
Wow, yeah, backspin was clutch there, for sure.
All right, we get out for bogey, but that was quite a scary adventure.
Yeah, this man's short game is something else.
Sanaito typing in chat, bro. I don't know what just happened on 4, but it happened.
Yeah, that's this game, I mean, you're taking well over 300 shots, so some of them have to be weird. Some of them have to be really good, and some of them have to be really bad. It's a statistical inevitability. And that's the
what
joy.
Makes it so entertaining.
That's the joy of Mario Golf.
Alright, this is a tricky hill. Oh, I think it was a little too hard, or maybe just miss aim. I couldn't really tell.
Definitely firm. Yeah, going downhill. Yeah, that ball preserves momentum quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you may want to hit it a little firm just because they'll break less. But if you do it too much, the ball's just gonna lip out of the cup. Oh,
yeah,
you hit fast. Okay, we're safe. Bunker saving us.
Yeah, so I'll just go briefly with putting, since it is one of the most difficult skills to teach, and it's something that you either like get or you don't. But just as sort of like self-diagnosis. So if your putt ends up missing kind of outside of the optimal trajectory line, then that generally means that you've hit too hard. And so
if you reduce the power, then that can often correct both problems, since that enables both the more optimal distance, and the ball will break more as the result of lesser momentum. Whereas if your putt falls inside, then that usually means that you've under-aimed. That's usually the better way to solve that problem. So opposite problems essentially requiring opposite solutions.
Metal dropping the knowledge on us.
Mm-hmm. All right,
So
now
I
we...
actually played off the brick on hole 7. I got a little worried, but it worked out. Oh, this rough lie is no bueno. I would almost just chip the ball ahead in like 2 feet.
Yeah, you're not progressing up the mound from rough. So like the best perfect shot would be to that tiny fairway patch by the tree, but that'd be hard enough just to get to. But if you did get there, you would have a shot to the green from there. So otherwise, yeah, you pretty much do have to go around as close to the edge as you can until you have something to work with. I think maybe he's trying to plot to see if there's a chance of landing on the left side. Oh, okay, so just going to the right instead.
The problem is we're way too close to that cliff face.
Yeah. So you don't have the. So then you lack the loft necessary to make progress. But definitely understands impact point and is bringing it down low to acquire the necessary loft to at least make progress.
This man's short game is awesome.
All I had to do was just, it's incredible. All I had to do was just tell him to, carry a couple yards less every time, and that's often been enough. Because approaches.
I'm just loving these chip-ins.
Approaches roll in this game. Chip-ins are hype.
Oh, are we gonna hit that mushroom? Nah, we're good. I was a little worried.
Oh, yeah, very precarious there.
Okay. So we're through 9. A pretty good score, -2. Couple birdies.
Yeah, definitely wiggle room. Nice square numbers from the putter. Whenever I stream, I make it a mental exercise to point out every one of those. So, putt from hole 9 was 4.84, which is 2.2 squared. But yeah, that's just me being nerdy. I think K Camper has actually acquired that habit as well. I don't know. I must have some strange influence over people.
Oh dear. Do I need to watch out?
I don't know, but yeah, K Camper is one of those legends in the community, and he's kind of taken a somewhat different approach to optimizing, in that he's focused on skill and consistency and has gotten increasingly faster at that, and so it's kind of done what Pickles has done for Mario Golf N64. And as a result, for your more difficult categories like getting all badges, virtually untouchable.
The 108 birdie badge category in this game sounds daunting.
Yeah. So essentially, it's similar. It's similar to this, except you're forced to redo any hole that you fail to birdie. You have to get all 108. Not that unlocks anything special, but it's just something that is analogous to something similar in Mario Golf N64. So
take a screenshot of that. Barely rolling out of the out-of-bounds chain chomp pit, like inches from disaster.
Yeah, clutch topspin.
Oh, bummer, rolls off the green with the backspin.
Yeah.
A little hard.
Yeah, backspin would be correct if it was like a frame perfect shot. But if you lose anything, then that ball loses run quickly.
Sanaito needs to watch power shots. Only having one remaining is a little precarious. You definitely want one if you're going to be playing 18.
I mean, I can. Well, at 16, I feel is much more important to preserve a power for than 18 is. 18, you could at least bail yourself out with the water pipes that are in there that we will later see. That we will once again see. But 16, you absolutely want the power shot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
16 is a monster.
So the way power shots work in this game, you start with 6 of them. If you hit within 1 frame on both your power and accuracy marks, the game will refund you that 1 spent power shot, so it doesn't cost you the power shot. If you don't hit your marks, you will lose it. And when you run and you hit 0, you are prevented from using a power shot for the rest of the course. So you're fine until you lose the last one. But if you continue to hit your marks, you can hit as many power shots as you want.
So Sanaito nails yellow pipe. Which is it's fantastic. It took a decent while, probably doing things a little bit the hard way. Trying to set up an optimal impact point as opposed to, clicking R a couple of times on the meter to change your trajectory line and your distance reference until you get something that goes into the pipe cleanly. I mean, that's always, that's an option too, but but impact point is definitely an equally valid but more dangerous option because you have to be quite precise with how you're holding the stick with your finger.
Oh dear. That is not a lie you want to see.
Oh, I thought you were implying that he got mushroom light. Yeah, no. You have to take an entire extra shot, like yeet the ball completely somewhere different, a short distance away.
I don't even know what you do when your ball's butted up against the mushroom like that.
Nah, you have to literally go 90 degrees a few yards away. That's all you can really do. Yeah, so this hole, it's you got 2 options. Either you play it short, although that green mushroom could still come into play, and then you just do a giant YOLO topspin shot along that fast fairway all the way up to the green. Or you can kind of do it in reverse, where you play an immaculate shot over the mushroom and down a stretch of fairway down the hill, and you can get a giant drive that way.
And you can hit the ball well over 300 yards.
Yeah, not sure if Wally can, if he gets enough fast fairway to roll down that far. But yeah, 270 is not out of the question.
Oh, this is a bad spot for Sanaito. Didn't hit the ball far enough.
And
lost the final power shot.
Yeah, net elevation is 30 yards up on this hole. So this hole feels like easily top 3 or 4 longest par 4s in the game. You absolutely cannot compromise the drive.
Why are we super backspinning that ball?
Well, I mean he is he is playing a lower shot. But yeah, that slopes up, so that ball bites quite the bit. And then okay. A pinch shot would have been delightful in that circumstance. That ball would have stopped like a dead Goomba.
Double bogey is unfortunate, but we're still okay. We have 1 more stroke we can give. But playing 18 without a power shot, I think we'll have to see pipe strats or some pretty good shots up to the green, because I expect it to take 4 shots to the green.
Yeah, or just, I mean, without a power shot, you kind of have to, without power shot or pipe, you have to split the hole in 4. You're not getting green and reg.
Yeah. Birdie there is huge. Gives you another stroke to work with.
And then 36. So unfortunately, not seeing Starboot for Badlands.
Yeah. So we get to. I wonder if Sanaito's going to continue with Lefty Birdo. Seems that way.
I mean, excellent question. Seems like in spite of this is the first time I've seen it being used. So seems to be adapting well.
There you go. There's the yellow pipe strat. Very good. You
Very
do have
good.
to deal with this tree.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
It looks like we're curving around it just nicely. No problem. So we're going to get green and red? Yes, we are. Oh. All right. Well, is
Maybe it bounced off of
green?
bricks?
Is Fringe green?
Well, if it doesn't say nice on it, it's not a green and red, unfortunately.
That's sad.
I mean, it's yesent, you know?
All right, we got through Peaches. We're going into the final course.
Yep.
So, let's see how Sanaito handles Badlands.
Yeah, the back nine has historically given him a fair bit of trouble. But
he has claimed many runs from many runners.
But but of course with that adversity comes much learning. And who knows, maybe Birdo, or if you're Japanese, Catherine, could be all the difference. Could make all the difference.
Catherine. Oh man. That's a name I haven't heard in a bit.
Yep. Yeah, natural loft will be useful, but okay, she made it. All right. So
Parring hole one's fine. It can be a little difficult if you can't get up the hill on your first shot.
Right. But yeah, cutoff is even, so you probably don't want to fall behind. Not too much anyway.
I am worried about the fast fairway on this shot. Okay.
Well, maybe the hook will save it probably.
All right, so we're gonna have to play a layup.
Well, not entirely. So yeah.
Yeah, the problem with hitting so far on the first shot on the right side is the ghost house is in your way.
Yeah, it seems to be implied that is like a replica of Big Boo's haunt. It just glances it off of the rook tower.
I thought we hit the top of the tower there. That looked real weird. We're threatening a triple bogey. I don't know if you want to take +3 on this hole. Yeah.
I would not.
Yeah, that resetting that's probably a good idea.
Yep. Okay, good call. Yeah, wouldn't want to restart. Probably wouldn't want to restart outright. The par on the first hole is okay.
Right. Yep. I think this is going to be a much better lie. The semi-run here is fine.
Yeah, going out here is definitely a bit riskier. You are like a good 20-ish yards closer to the pin. There is a landing area to the left that kind of cuts the hole in half, but it is a demanding second shot if you go that way.
All right, par is a much better result for this hole.
Yeah, just clean and not reckless chip. Just give yourself that space. Yeah, hole three is a monster for characters not Starbu or Bowser. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One is just proceed to somewhere safe that is not obstructed by the brick walls, and then proceed to this bluff in the center and take a high shot to the green thereafter. Or you can go all the way around. Going around is generally overall safer, especially someone that is not intimately familiar with use of the impact point. Or option 1.5 is playing to the right, and then just taking a pitch to the green and going for par. Probably didn't realize that he wasn't given an approach shot from that range, and so probably didn't realize that that shot would bite so severely as it did. So sad bogey.
Yeah, one bogey's not going to kill the run, but too many of those will add up. This course can be difficult to birdie. There are a few holes that are somewhat free. But for the most part, it's not easy. Oh, there you go. Just made it up right here. Well done.
Yeah, the par threes are far and away going to be your best grinds. Very assertive putt to seal that birdie.
Was that out of the rough? It looked like
No, that was fringe.
that was French? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can do those out of the rough, it's just hard.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
shorted that one. We're in the bunker.
Yeah. Minus 1% RNG is what I would blame in that circumstance. It is possible to get green and reg here without pursuing the path to the right or bouncing off of the rocks, but you need immaculate shots.
But that third shot, though, was immaculate. Excellently placed, bounces off the left sloping part of the green to kick the ball towards the cup a little bit, setting up a nice, even 10-foot putt that was flat.
Yep. Yep. Then coming up once again to the thwomps.
Ooh, into the rough.
Are you alluding to Mario Golf N64?
Maybe.
Yes, where there it's called deep rough. And then definite a super tight sweet spot there that was missed, but not the end of the world, because there was not a shot to reach the green from that thick rough anyway. Missing the putt hurts though. Ouch.
Yep. We're gonna have to make up that stroke. Very sad to just barely miss it.
Hopefully here on Bowser Jr. Back left flag is probably your best flag. Probably gives you a lot of runway to stop the ball. The front one is not good though.
The front pin when I was practicing Starbu last night was giving me huge trouble. I didn't know how to hit a shot.
Yeah. That tiny elevation change got him. Par though. And then coming up to hole 8, going around on this hole is if you don't have terrible weather, it's not the worst thing. A couple of things to watch out for is not hitting the stone arch on the second shot. You want to keep the second shot lower, and then the third shot, you want to. Hopefully you don't get center flag for that one, but there you're going downhill, but you still do need to allow a little bit of runway for the ball to stop, because you're taking a long iron to it.
I really liked the half top impact choice of that shot there.
Yes. It's
misses the putt though.
It's like a technical in between, because could have probably sacrificed too much carry had he decided to lower the shot all the way.
Alright, so it looks like we're playing a little left. It's going to be a safe shot. I think the super backspin of the rough's going to ruin
That's a good route. That's a good route, though.
It's a good route. I was going to say it was going to make your second shot long, but possible, but not out of the rough. There's no way.
Yeah, you need almost all of that, but piece it together. Just not. I was going to say not backspin, but who knows?
Good job to save par.
Yeah, the front of the green, can definitely, it can definitely buffer the shot a decent bit. It's, slopes against you, so
This
that's what works
slice
out.
is scary. Okay, we're safe.
Oh, okay, yeah, that definitely would have been scary, but
Yeah, with a lefty character, that's actually going to kick the ball to the right, if I'm correct. So the water might have been in play, but we landed pretty safe.
oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, so that mistake was flip flop. So that actually sent Berto's ball left.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's trying to remember these things.
It's all backwards now.
Mm-hmm.
We're testing you.
Yep.
The
But yeah,
notorious hole 11.
But yeah, any prospective players of the game, if you're looking to break ground per se,
I would love to see your experiments with lefty characters and like your thoughts on routing with lefties because yeah, that's definitely like the least known and the least explored, least explored potential. Yeah, we know almost nothing.
You might find a new discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and do your part.
I mean, whether it's maybe using Lefty Birdo instead of Waluigi for certain situations because the trajectories will behave extremely similarly, or using Lefty Waluigi like for say Sands or other courses instead of Birdo. Who knows?
Hit the ball a little short on the second shot. Probably wanted to super top spin it because the sim line showed short of the green. This is a tough putt for par. I don't think we want to accept the bogey here.
Back flag is in a disgusting spot. There's kind of like this weird sort of place where the slope seems to go both ways, like opposed to each other, like almost like a fault line or something.
Nice shot.
Almost like continental drift or something, but in miniature.
Have you ever seen the ball land on top of the bomb before?
That is, no. No.
There's a first time for everything. That was just perfect, right on the top.
Yeah, had that managed to come to rest on the fairway, there was a green and red possibility.
But that would have been a ride if it went straight up and straight back down.
Uh-huh.
Nice shot.
But yeah, that is an insanely clean drive.
Nice.
Mhm.
Birdie putt.
Like I would personally recommend going a little bit to the right of that bomb rather than over it outright. But hey, if whatever gets you the gur, right?
Oh, so close on that putt.
Ouch.
That might have tied the score up. All right.
Yeah, 29 mark was not quite enough.
Sad. 13 is, even though it's a par 5, this hole is not easy to birdie, especially without Starbu.
No. I mean the third shot seems to block more shots than it should.
Rough here is a little dangerous because we're gonna have to hit this ball low.
Oh yeah, that's fat.
Yeah, I like the power. Definitely power up here.
Trickly fast fairway.
We're good. We're through the fence. This is actually a pretty good lie. Birdie is possible here.
Clutch hook, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean,
par.
overshooting to the vicinity of the bunkers is actually pretty valid, even for top players. Because it's less time that you're spending deliberating a shot through the fences, and you stop the ball and you're ready to seal the deal pretty quickly.
Nice assertive first shot here, clubbing up to the driver.
Uh-huh.
What is this recommended shot? Oh, we have a bad lie.
Garbage fly. So you're not taking the bridge anytime soon. So
I think it's in the impact zone, but you didn't hit it frame perfect, so you were gonna lose tons of carry. And
you're
bounce back.
Did that? I missed it. Yeah, did that hit the top? Because that was a big slice.
It was in the 3-frame window of the impact zone, so it's a 1-frame slice, but it ended up hitting the bridge, I think.
Okay, so it didn't hit the top and brushed against
it went back. The ball definitely went backwards.
Uh-huh.
I think we should resetting this one. This spot is terrible. Yep.
Yeah, these are some of the worst lies in the game, so insane volatility.
Insane volatility. So my recommended drive is to use the power shot. Is to use a power shot slightly left so that you end up dodging the thwomps and the fairway bunkers. And if the lie is decent enough, then you might even be able to carry over the bridge outright to the green.
Got the same bad lie.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. It seems as though the probabilities of those lies is significantly higher in this course than in other ones.
-7 with a slice. The ball's gonna be short again. It literally a repeat of what just happened. All right, well, there was a save, so I guess resetting the game is slightly faster than waiting for that ball to finally come to a rest.
Yeah, I've seen a run where the ball literally did not stop. It just kept like
going and
it-
going
it-
and
it-
going, and
it-
you're like the Energizer Bunny, right?
it kept walking for several minutes. Minutes.
Minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
This is still a bad lie, but it's not the horrid one. We
It's
still
not the-
can't get there, though. We're gonna have to hit 3 shots to the green.
yeah, definitely best.
Do
Yeah, best
not
case scenario.
butt up against that bridge. Okay, we're good.
Nice shot.
If that was front flag, that might have been difficult.
Yeah, there should be just enough room to carry over. Please don't do a bunch of backs.
Yeah,
It's not an approach, my dude.
ouch. Yeah, I would not, again, I wouldn't take the bogey here. You would need 2 birdies. It's dangerous.
Yeah, and they're among 4 of the worst.
Yeah, with that uphill elevation, any backspin's going to cause the ball to roll backwards, and that's not what you want when you're already hitting short of the pin.
Not yet. I mean, wedges that aren't hit low, they will bite a heck lot.
Aiming right this time, that did not work out. I think sticking to the left side is correct. We just need to not get a bad lie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Right side would be fine, but yeah, the hook was ruinous. The hook was ruinous.
Nice shot.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to change up their inputs so that they're avoiding a bad lie. They're like, this one wasn't topspin. Okay, we got a good lie, but distance is a problem. Like, we do need to hit this ball. Okay,
Yeah, there's totally a shot with the bridge. Well, ooh, loft. Okay.
It would have worked if that shot was hit full power, but unfortunately, a couple frames short.
Well, there's still plenty of room. Still plenty of room. It's like, okay, I think of it as either you're getting that green and reg or you're not. So,
Auto
No,
take the
it's-
wheel. No. That's sad. I thought that actually had a chance to go in.
Yeah, that was bad auto luck. That needed to be straight or even a slight slice. So with auto, is that you can opt for the game to randomize your sweet spot timing for you, and so that you don't have to worry about it. But this comes with some sacrifices. One, you're letting the game randomize your sweet spot deviation, which only has about a 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 chance of actually being perfect. But this prohibits you from adding topspin or backspin.
Yeah, and taking away that tool can be... It can make your shot untenable, so to speak.
But
These lies are just insulting.
yeah, but I mean, if you got a shot where like the power meter is heavily compromised and you only got one frame to work on, then perhaps you might think to yourself, yeah, I'm gonna try trust auto this time. I really don't care about topspin or backspin.
Nope. Alright. No, don't be backspinning this. I think the +5 might help. Okay, it was a little too much help, but this is doable. We can par this. Okay. Alright, we're through through hole 14.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, that should be virtually flat. Excellent. Okay, excellent. Yeah, these final 4 are hideous.
15 is extremely difficult.
But it's still probably the least hideous of the 4.
Yeah, but to birdie though, this green is awful. I think we got a decent flag though.
It's a decent flag, but there's the wall and there's rough that guards this side. But he's a very proactive shot there, a very proactive shot.
Super backspin. I don't think that will go in. All right, we'll take the par.
Yeah,
I think 16 is the best chance at this point to get a birdie. And we got no wind on this hole.
I mean, pending on luck, I would probably actually say 18. But yeah, you can get green and reg on 16 without power shots, but they have to be perfect shots. They have to be very good shots.
All right, looks like we're trying to hit around the womp using impact point. Very good decision.
Yeah, it is.
Sweet spot was crucial on that shot.
Yeah, it is far better to go around than to try to go over because you're sacrificing so much. You're sacrificing so much carry in the process that you terminate your possibility of reaching the green in 3.
Nice on.
And then yeah, super back. So he's probably going to be using that big upslope in the middle to cushion the ball. And there's a chance here.
Oh.
Overstruck. Yeah, that putt was outside, so that ends up going. So that was over.
Oh
overstruck.
no, misses the power putt.
All right, gotta save now. Save now.
Yep, gotta redo this.
'Cause-
Maybe we'll birdie it.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, hole 17 is. Yeah, there are at least 4 ways to birdie the hole, but they are all so bad.
Rhino made it look easy though earlier. What's the problem?
Well, he had Starbu.
This is true.
I mean, yeah, Starbu Starbu trivializes most holes in the game from front tees. Back tees is a slightly different story.
We got the back flag. This will not be an easy shot.
Well, I mean, with sufficient loft, this as long as he doesn't like carry past the flag outright, then
Birdie.
Okay.
oh, this will be scary. It's just got to get over the womp.
Nice birdie. Very well done.
All right, yeah, this is clean. Okay, he's got a chance. Don't aim too much though. Oh, excellent save.
We got the birdie. We
All
can
right.
breathe finally.
Okay, so how to birdie 17. So either you go under the big man on the left there, or you try a big bounce off that chomp pit and try to survive, or you go for that bomb in the center and hope you have a good shot, or you go to the right with your highest and hardest shot and hope you survive. So those are the 4 ways to birdie. But yeah, none of them are nice.
That was some deep fried goodness there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looks like we're aiming far right. I don't think this is going to have enough carry to get around the wall, especially with that headwind.
I mean, I think this will be fine, especially considering that this is lefty, so he'll have there will be the natural draw, and the game should virtually automatically aim you at a wall. But yeah, there's room to get to this otherwise random platform over there.
Nice shot.
Yeah, and remember we only need to par.
Only need to par,
my.
but this is tough. This is tough. Although I like the idea here. This is kind of a steener at that situation. So excellent recovery.
Made it. Wow.
Nice shot.
All right, we just have to par 18. Sub 2 hours is in the cards.
Left flag. So my advice is just slam the ball hard and then come back. Just ignore the tooth entirely. But that is immaculate. That is immaculately placed.
Very well done.
That is
Chip in,
immaculate.
let's go!
After all that adversity, still sub 2. What a legend.
Amazing. GG's.
GG.
And the
All right.
Got through it. The run is complete.
So that means that Rilo moves on to face the winner of our late night match, which is Mason versus Friskiest in round 3 of the bracket. Sanaito will go down to face the winner of another round 1 loser bracket match. The winner of whether it be Deep House and then whoever loses tonight's match.
Yep. You can check the challenge bracket. I think there's a link in the Mario Golf Toadstool Tour Discord. For all the tournament standings.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember if it's part of the MGTT command on this channel here as well. I know that it pulls up our Discord. I'm not sure if it also pulls up the bracket. In fact, let me just test that now.
Sure. Sanaito is saying they did gold split Peaches and Bowser's at the end of that run, so that is a great job. Well done. Awesome, and there you go. Exclamation point MGTT shows you the challenge bracket, so you can keep up to date with where the standings are.
Yep, and the official speedrunning Discord for all of the banter and the discussions.
So the match tonight is 11 Eastern. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Frisky versus Mason. So that is going to be an interesting one. Mason is pretty good. However, Frisky has come out of absolutely nowhere and is insanely good already.
Did we have time for interviews, or are we wrapping it up here?
I mean, personally, I'm not. I mean, I have time, but it all depends on the speed game.
Yeah.
So.
I'll check real fast, but I have a feeling we are wrapping up. Just give me 1 sec.
"15 minutes, apparently." Okay.
Okay. So let's see if we can get the runners in here if they want to have a quick chat.
Let's do a Razor, what were your thoughts on gameplay and all that stuff, like just overall?
Yeah, so I felt Rhino did very well early courses, showing a lot of practice in those. Very good fundamentals, which is what you want in a game like this, because early courses, you want to get off to a strong start, build your confidence for those much more difficult later courses. I even felt he got through Blooper Peaches pretty well. The Badlands was a little rocky, but for the most part, got a time pretty close to his PB, so a very solid run. I felt Sanaito, despite what happened on Cheap Teep, played very well in the back half of the game, which is excellent to see. So that's a very positive takeaway from this, especially after the adversity, to keep playing and realize you've got the goods for this. You just have to let bygones be bygones for this run, focus on the next one. You get time in the losers bracket to get through it. But overall, I saw a great play from both players.
Okay,
how about you, Metal Yoshi? What do you think?
It's always fascinating. With the different, with not even just different skill levels, but even among similar skill levels, you see a wide variety of tactical differences among the players' approaches.
Definitely. Sometimes you got to play a little improv. Character switch from Sanaito definitely helped a lot to get through the game.
All right, I heard a little bloop. So we got Sanaito in now.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? GG's on the completed run.
It's going better for sure. I completely blanked on CCF, dude, and when I saw the +7, I'm just like, oh no. I was just like, I can skip one par. I was like, I can skip one par 4. I forgot that I was just like, if I birdie 15.
Yeah, we've
if
all
I birdie
done it.
15, I can birdie 17, 18 and be fine. But then I skipped 16 too early after parring 15, and I was just like, wait a minute. I have to eagle 18 now, or 17, and I'm just like, ooh, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Not with Peach. Not with the slope on that green.
Yeah, not a spot you want to get into. We've all done it. I've definitely done it. It's just
For sure.
it's sad.
It sucks because I definitely wanted to make the race a little bit more closer. Not saying it would have been like insanely closer, but it would have definitely been like a lot closer than it was.
Yeah.
But after that, I was just like, might as well at least finish the run. So I just like reset cheat sheet, switched to Birdo, and just ran that up for the rest of it. I did gold split 3 courses out of the last 4, so that was nice.
Yeah, excellent
But-
job. We were seeing some insane chip-ins. Your short game has certainly improved.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was trying to do chip-ins the same way I would do them in Advanced Tour, and I just realized that the ball rolls a lot more in Toadstool Tour than they do in the other one. So I have to definitely decrease the power of the shots a lot more. So that's something that Metal mentioned. I'm just like, okay, well, I'll start trying to actively think of doing that. So
There you go. Adjustments on the fly. Love to see it.
And that's especially true if you opt to play your approaches low. Because it's kind of ironic, but approaches are sort of an exception since there's so little hang time, and that more often than not, when you lower the approach, you'll actually carry more
yeah, for sure.
and roll more.
Yeah.
So Rhino, GG's. Well done on the
Yes.
run.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, GG's, Rhino.
Thanks, Hans. That's I saw your message after I finished Cheap Falls, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, dude, it was so unfortunate because I'm just like, no, I have to eagle 17 or 18 with Peach.
Yeah, that's just a tough
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I practice the game a lot, and I'm always experimenting, and I don't think I've ever once gotten Yuger on CCF 17 with Peach. I mean, Birdo, Waluigi, yes. Peach, no.
Yeah, I was able to get some eagles on sands par 4s with Peach, but not on cheap with those slopes on the green. It's a little too much, especially in the rain.
I have to ask, why Lefty Birdo?
Yeah, I'm curious
It's-
about that one too.
I can't remember who suggested it the other night. I can't remember if it was you, Metal, or if it was Heflix. I think it might have been Heflix actually. Mentioning Lefty Birdo as an alternative to Waluigi.
Yes.
So I was just like, okay, well, let me just try it out. And I remember running through Bowser's with it the other night. With it, I'm just like, this is a lot easier than trying to run through this with another character, because I think Birdo's control is slightly better than was. No, the impact is shorter and the spin. She has more spin.
Yes.
Yeah, and
And a higher
Bird is,
trajectory.
Yeah.
Be able to help you out with some different holes too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's only-
she did hits the. I think she hits the shots higher too, because she has a higher. Yeah, she has a higher loft. So, it definitely makes like getting uphill a bit easier on some holes, especially on like Bowser's and Peaches.
Yeah.
So like it definitely could benefit that. Plus, like more control over your spin is always nice.
Yeah, and Birdo's putting is hardly any slower than Waluigi's. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, so I mean, were it not for having to like learn to
ignore Birdo's nose when you're putting. Birdo is
Oh
easily,
my gosh.
Birdo
That
is easily
was
among
like-
S tier.
Dude, the first time I putted with her on Cheap Cheeps, I was just like, wait a minute, I can't see the hole. I was like,
Yes.
wait a minute, where am I aiming?
I don't know how Camper does it so well. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think he is able to mentally fill in the blanks of the vectors. You know, because or maybe just or maybe just doesn't even see all the lines and just kind of assumes a curve based on what you're seeing. Because in general, the gradient is fairly consistent. What you're doing. It's only on later courses where you kind of maybe get some serpentines or some clashing vectors.
Right. But y'all mentioning it earlier too, it really does make it interesting to look at maybe more lefty characters in the future, because there's a lot you could potentially do with them. So like Lefty Luigi could maybe be something too, because he gets that draw to the right side as well. And then maybe even Lefty Donkey Kong, but I think his putt animation's way too long to even consider.
No,
that.
no, Donkey Kong is horrible. and I mean, I agree with Blue Candy in that like DK's swinging animation is very distracting, so I find it difficult to hit sweet spots using him.
Oh my gosh, Bowser Jr. is like that. I can't play with him.
But I know whatchamacallit. I've been looking into maybe doing whatchamacallit. Lucky 2 Valley with Koopa just for fun, and then doing the rest of the run with like a good character, but I feel like you'd lose way too much time.
Probably. I mean, no one character is horrible. So in my quote unquote secret tier list, no one is F tier. But I will stress that some characters are absolutely outclassed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what happens when you have like such a huge, like not such a huge, but like such a larger like frame advantage on stuff, because you just cumulatively just add up so much time save that it just is kind of makes sense to use that character overall. So.
So, Rhino, did you what thoughts did you have about your run? You seemed to end pretty close to PB pace. Was that in your mind at all?
After Cheap 13, I thought that it was going to be a pretty special run, and then my A button stuck on 14 for par, and then at that point I just kind of got annoyed, and then just stopped thinking about it because I missed a bunch of my hole skips that I wanted to do, and then I was going for it just because of just mistakes. 'Cause I don't think I didn't get a hole skip in my PB for Sands. I got 2 hole skips, and then Blooper Bay, and then PCG. I didn't get the skips I normally get, and then Bowser Badlands. I went for the driver and got unlucky, so I lost a lot of time there. I would have gotten a gold split in Badlands for that course, but I don't think I would have gotten a PB on the entire run today.
Gotcha. Yeah, the first 2 courses, you were just flying through them. Your Lakitu was excellent, I felt.
Yeah, that was it looked good, but I was nervous. My hands were shaking for the first course.
Oh yeah, those tournament nerves can really get to you.
Yeah, but then I think that bogey was unfortunate on Cheap Falls, but after that I kind of it did help me settle down a little bit. Just kind of brings you back down to reality a little.
Yeah, it looked like you're trying to skip 18 and it didn't work out.
I wanted to. Yeah, that was the plan. I couldn't. I was very visibly mad. Thankfully, the camera was not showing me.
Well, anyway, GG's.
Yep, thank you. And
for sure, GG's. Yo, best of luck in the winner's bracket, Rhino.
I'm
gonna have to grind up a little bit and meet you back in grand finals. So
that's all good. Yeah, thanks Metal and Razor for your guys' commentary. That was very fun to hear.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rhino, you'll have either Friskius or Mason as your next opponent. So
yeah,
you got some challenges.
I know. It's
They're both
but
strong.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's been helping to put the tournament together to help get the game out there.
Yeah, massive shout outs to Heflex. He was like the founder of. He
Yeah.
was like the big organizer.
Yep, exactly.
All right, with that, I think we'll wrap up here. So 11 tonight Eastern, next match. I'm hyped for it. Let's see. Hopefully you come out and join us for some more action.
Yep.
So
Hype.
thanks, Metal, for commentating with me. Thanks to Runners for getting through this. And with that, I think we'll end it here. So
Yep, absolute
And
pleasure.
thank-
Yep,
thank you
Your
all
two
for
favorite-
tuning in.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
your two favorite reptiles over and out.
Love it.